Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I got a little bit of a quick and dirty video over here to talk about what is in fact something that could be a big deal for some of y'all in the audience. Now, PlayStation's a big brand, Sony's the brand that owns it, and they've apparently, allegedly, been hacked. Now, to understand, this is pretty big because Sony has been hacked quite a few times, okay? And it's not just small hacks with Sony. They've been hacked back in 2014 when it came to them releasing the movie The Interview. This pissed off North Korea so bad that they got their military group, the Lazarus Group, to actually go in and hack Sony and cause some pandemonium. But of course, there was also a hack that cost Sony around $100 million, around accordingly to their own knowledge. The 2011 PlayStation hack, which was so bad that services were down for like almost a month. To give you an idea, that is so financially bad for Sony, but that causes millions of dollars of damages for a company. Could you imagine? Call of Duty Warzone, some people only play that on PlayStation, and some people buy a lot of microtransactions. Could you imagine how bad it would be for Activision to lose nearly a month of microtransaction revenue from one of the largest console player pool imaginable, if not the largest player pool for your entire game? Yeah, it's not good. Now, apparently this is in the whole records again because I've been seeing these articles posted. All Sony systems, including PlayStations, have been hacked. That's kind of a weird title. It almost feels like they've hacked right into your PlayStation. Okay, they went through the internet like metaverse and hacked right into your system. No, what appears to have happened is a group known as Ransomed VC has apparently jumped into the party and has actually apparently hacked Sony and stole all of their files. So one of their ClearNet links, which I'm not linking, by the way, have said, we offer a secure solution for addressing data security vulnerabilities with companies. So Ransomed VC is a new group of hackers that don't just ransom people. They're kind of a group that takes advantage of GDPR laws, which are data protection laws, and kind of threatens companies into kind of paying out. So basically, our operations are conducted in strict compliance with GDPR. In cases where payment is not received, we are obligated to report a data privacy law violation to the GDPR agency. So they actually take advantage of the legal system to scare companies into paying up. Now, there's a great write-up by a dude named Ron Kaminsky, who's an incident report response analyst, and he actually wrote that what these laws typically include are two sections very, very key. So under GDPR, which is in Europe, small violations can result in a fine of up to $10 million, or 2% of your company's annual revenue from the last financial year. Big violations, and remember, it's not just all umbrella term, these are violations, individual violations. The serious stuff can be $20 million or 4% of a firm's annual revenue. See, the reason they have these percentages is some companies are so fucking rich that when they get fined, it's actually part of the budget. You know, it's like, oh, we know we're going to pay a $5 million fine, guys, whatever, just allocate money to it. Fines are just taxes for really rich people, okay? But when you do percentages, that's billions of dollars on the line, okay? Could you imagine for a company like Sony that I think made $88 billion last year alone, or in one of their fiscal years? Imagine paying a percentage of that. Even 2% is not money that you want to lose, okay? And that's just revenue, okay? That's not profit. No. Revenue. Some companies actually operate on losses, so to take even more money away would just be downright crazy. The point is, this is just a big punishment, okay? So what they've apparently said is Sony Group Corporation is a Japanese multinational conglomerate, thank you. We have successfully compromised all of Sony's systems. We won't ransom them. We will sell the data. Due to Sony not wanting to pay, data is for sale. So they've given us the actual R-file tree, which is the actual tree list of what they've stolen. And it turns out that it's actually somewhere around the feature set of 6,000 files, which has caused a lot of suspicious thought. People have wondered, for a company as big as Sony, having 6,000 files isn't exactly a whole heck of a lot, right? And some people wonder how legitimate these files are. Remember, anytime a data leak happens, you can't necessarily confirm if it's actually from the company, okay? I could make 10,000 files right now and just tell you I hacked Microsoft, okay? Now, I didn't hack Microsoft, I just pretended that I did, okay? I could release 10 gigabytes of bullshit and say that I hacked, like, Amazon. Again, researchers have to actually look through these files and make sense if they actually belong to the company. Or the company, in this case, looks at the actual files that have been leaked out and says, oh shit, that belongs to us, this hack is pretty legit. And that's where we're at, okay? So the actual date for this is 28th of September. So tomorrow, if Sony doesn't pay up their money, all of Sony's information is getting leaked out to the world, okay? Apparently all of it. All of it. Which, if this is true, that's a lot of personal information that ends up getting leaked out. And I guess one of the reasons that I'm making this video is it's all the misinformation, ladies and gentlemen, or the grasping at straws. Now, if it's one thing that I find so weird about, like, gaming culture and news and, like, people talking about topics like this is how quickly they jump onto threads. Literally, like, almost, like, no exaggeration, 30, 40 sites that were like claiming or talking about this alleged hack right now, and literally grasping at straws. It used to be that there had to be some serious evidence posted where we even talked about some of this. You know, it's so bad that, you know, you've got like IGN coming at us with hackers claim they've breached all the systems. And then even a Wikipedia page already comes out of nowhere, literally talking about this situation as if it could possibly be a reality. And so I decided that I'm going to go right to the source. I'm going to actually go check this new ransomware.vc group, which, by the way, showed up like 5 minutes ago, and I'm going to see just what their data consists of. So let's go down the rabbit hole, see what's going on here. And of course, when you go to like TikTok, you'll find a bunch of people who talk about, oh, how this hack is no joke. People have tried to enter my accounts. Even though there is no correlation to what we're about to see, this could easily be some other account getting hacked and you constantly reusing a password, and people are trying that on every server. For a while, even my accounts on PlayStation specifically were being hacked because of this, or at least attempts of hacks were made. Now, I decided to do what a lot of these researchers will not, is go right to the goddamn source. So this is the actual hacking group. And no, I'm not going to give out their links just because I know some places are doing so, but I'm not going to facilitate a criminal enterprise, okay? So, of course, you can see on their page, NTT Docomo, which is Japan's first mobile operator. They've even hit them, allegedly. And they want a ransom of $1 million, okay? So just imagine only asking for $1 million from a company that revenues in the $50 billion range, okay? Kind of insanity in my opinion. But of course, when you go to the pay section, you can see that they've got the affiliate program they mention. One of the emails I have to blur out because they literally use a racial slur as the domain. And that's pretty much what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. It is, in fact, a scam. How they proved that they had this information, they haven't given out a sample, they haven't given out anything. Of course, we're going to look at Sony, where they have an $88 billion revenue, blah, blah, blah. And they also gave a partial database. They even leaked it. So, of course, I downloaded this leak, and then I decided to actually analyze it myself. Now, one of the reasons why I don't necessarily report on any of this stuff is usually a lot of these things can be fake, even if they give out a list of information, which let's look at together, okay? So this is the downloaded leak. As soon as you open it, you'll find out, oh, they've got a text file. So you open the text file up, and it literally tells you it came from a place known as the breach blank. I'm just going to leave that out. So again, these people are such lazy scammers that they didn't even block out the other hacking group that they stole this database from. And of course, when you open up this database, it's not the one that contains 6,000 files. It actually contains the database that Major Nelson's hacking group was talking about. So again, is this database even real? Again, I haven't sat down to confirm it. What I can tell you is it's, again, not the all Sony database being hacked. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I like to fight misinformation anytime I can, and I like to fight scams. And this is a product of both of those things. It's misinformation flying around from every news website that wants to call themselves journalistic news websites still for some reason, even though they don't do any shred of like research into this shit. And then you've also got scams. You've actually got a hacker scam that wants to get money. Now, yes, Sony is investigating this hack. No doubt, they obviously will do that. And again, you have to understand, if they give up this information, if they give out any information on this, it's going to be if they actually find anything in their research, if they find anything in their investigation. Yes, websites do disclose if your information has been hacked. But again, this doesn't stop you from still changing your passwords, okay? Again, this is one of those basic security hand-washing steps that I always tell people. Don't leave your passwords unchanged forever. I have kind of a habit of changing mine 6 months to a year. I just do it from time to time, and that makes sure that my accounts are relatively safe. If you have thousands of dollars put into your Sony account, or you're a goddamn influencer that uses the PlayStation platform, please, for the love of God, change your passwords regularly, okay? Jesus Christ. But yeah, this was nothing but a mere scam, and I'm glad I waited a few days. Yeah, I know that I could have made this video early and striked while the iron was hot, but the information just wasn't there, and this is the kind of stuff that I want to investigate, especially for my channel, because some of my most popular videos have been about cyber attacks and hacks. And if I don't give you the most accurate information that I possibly can, then I am doing you a disservice. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back. Now, to be fair, not all stories are as cut and dry as this, because even when it comes to Sony being hacked, the hackers have drama between each other. And if it's anything that human beings love, is just watching a little bit of drama between one another. Now, this is an individual known as Major Nelson. The name kind of harkens to Xbox's Major Nelson. I don't know if this is like meant to be part of the console war or whatever, but you journalists believe the ransomware crew for lies! Far too gullible. You should be ashamed. I actually agree on that, okay? First off, for a lot of news agencies that are saying, oh my god, Sony's been hacked. For a lot of YouTubers that are going with the narrative that Sony's been hacked, there is no actual confirmation, okay? Tomorrow when these files get leaked, or Sony themselves confirms that these files are hacked, then yeah, we'll know for sure. But the thing is, right now, Sony, as I can imagine, probably is investigating all of these files, checking for intrusions. They're in like incident response mode right now. So it's going to take a couple days, because to understand, to analyze if you've been hacked varies, right? Like if you're a small business, you'll probably know quickly, but if you're a big business like Sony, a multinational, it can take you days, maybe weeks to figure out just the true extent of what has happened. So, for instance, this guy at Ransom, this other site here, I don't want to like leak the names. Ransom VCs are scammers who are just trying to scam you and chase influence. I do believe that, maybe. But this person released a lot of extra content, for instance, Sonar Cube, Creator Cloud, Sony certificates, device emulators, incident response policies. They apparently leaked Sony information as well. Now, is it legitimate? Honestly, if Sony doesn't confirm it, I can't confirm it. But again, at the end of the day, whether this is real or not, people get hacked all the time, okay? Literally, like last week, Las Vegas casinos, 2 weeks ago, they were absolutely plastered. We're talking getting reamed up the ass for money, for ransoms. So again, for a company like Sony to be hacked 3 times in a row wouldn't really shock me. I mean, Microsoft alone also had a hack too. Tons of big companies are getting absolutely destroyed when it comes to cyber attackers. So if you use a PlayStation product, change your passwords. And for anybody shitting on PlayStation because they got hacked, why haven't they learned anything? I'll tell you something right now. If it turns out that Sony is still storing my passwords and information without any encryption, then I hope to God the government takes them to task and doesn't take 2 to 4% of their revenue. I'm hoping they take 40% of their revenue for a fuck up that hard again. But honestly, these things should be confirmed in like the next week. I honestly wanted to really talk about this because it is starting to be talked about. People are spreading some misinformation, but so far, nothing's confirmed. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't start changing your passwords, okay? Proactivity is the best kind of activity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and I am out.